Pope Francis has met with Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban as he restarts international travel after having intestinal surgery in July. He only plans to be in Hungary for a few hours, where he will celebrate Mass in front of thousands of people. The meeting with Orban was expected to highlight differences between the pontiff's views and Orban's nationalist and anti-migration policies. After Mass, the Pope will then head on a 3-day trip to Slovakia, where he will meet members of the Jewish and Roma communities. For more on this, let's bring in DW correspondent Fanny Fashar in Budapest. Fanny, these two men, admittedly not huge fans of each other, what do we know about how that meeting went?
Only little is known about that meeting because it was a private meeting between Pope Francis and Prime Minister Orban. However, shortly after that meeting, the office of Prime Minister Orban did post a picture of both of them shaking hands. And also there was a statement that apparently Orban asked Pope Francis to, quote, not let Hungarian Christianity, or rather Christian Hungary, perish. Now, whether this could be seen in the political context of what we have heard from Prime Minister Viktor Orban's government and office related to migration and trying to protect Hungary from a, quote, invasion or alleged invasion of Muslims is something we do not know. We only know, obviously, that statement that was posted by Prime Minister Orban's office. What is known, though, even prior to this meeting, that very brief meeting that both had, is that they are quite split over various social issues, and migration is just one of them.
The Pope and Orban have opposite views on a host of issues, but where does the Hungarian Catholic Church stand on the Prime Minister's hardline policies?
That really depends whom you ask. There are various representatives, of course, of the Catholic Church here in Hungary. But when it comes to the big issues, you either do not hear, or not loud enough at least, the Church here to say something against the politics and policies of the Hungarian government, or they even support it, especially when it comes to migration. We all remember, of course, when thousands of migrants were stranded here at the central station in 2015, which is basically a picture that we all remember of the migration crisis to start to become really visible, when then the Hungarian Church basically said in the name of Cardinal Erdő that helping asylum seekers is basically assisting to people smuggling. And so, yes, when it comes to these main issues, migration, but also the LGBTQ community, you will not hear much or not loud enough anything that basically Pope is requesting here, which is a human treatment when it comes to minorities.
Pro-Orban media have accused the Pope of trying to humiliate Hungary by only visiting for a couple of hours. The stay is unusually short. What do you make of that?
It is short because, first of all, very officially, the Vatican said that the Pope is only coming here to preside over the closure of this Eucharistic International Congress, which is, by the way, about to come to an end, and where the Pope made clear that Christianity is not out of fashion and you should be more committed to going to church. Now, of course, there's a lot of controversy revolving around the fact that he only stays here for a few hours, but for a few days in Slovakia. And other popes, for example, John Paul II, the former pope, he stayed in Hungary for 5 days in 1991. The official line here is that, as I say, he's only here to preside over this international congregation here. But also, of course, in between the lines, the Pope doesn't really want to give too much fodder, too much possibilities to the Hungarian government that they could be possibly use or even misuse his presence for political reasons. After all, elections are coming up next year in Hungary.
Thank you so much. That's DW correspondent Fanny Fashar in Budapest.